Good morning. It's Thursday morning. It's Epiphany. You can take down your Christmas decorations now. Um, Today we read from Matthew 27:30 through 35. When they had sung a hymn at the Passover meal, when they'd sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus said to them, "You will all fall away because of me this night. For it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I am raised up, I will go before you to Galilee." Peter answered him, "Though they all fall away because of you, I will never fall away." Jesus said to him, "Truly I tell you, this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times." Peter said to him, "Even if I must die with you, I will not deny you." And all the disciples said the same. So Jesus predicts Peter's denial, predicts that before the cock crows, he's going to deny him 3 times. And that means like in the next 6 hours, you're going to do this, Peter. And as we'll see in a couple paragraphs, the police and the priests show up to arrest Jesus. And so things are moving rapidly here. One thing that I noticed in this text, Jesus says in verse 32, "After I am raised up." So he knows what's going to happen. He knows that he's going to be killed, and he knows that he's going to be resurrected. Or at least that's what the text says, and we've talked about that before. You can't really go behind it to figure out what's Jesus' actual words and what's Matthew's understanding of things after the fact. But we just have to take it as it stands. And so Jesus knows that he's going to be raised. So none of this is a surprise to Jesus. And of course, the disciples are like the rest of us. "Oh, we'll be there. We won't fall away. They might fall away, but I won't fall away because, I'm your man." And Jesus is like, "Yeah, no, you're not. You're going to run away like everybody else." There's an interesting detail here in the Gospel of Mark when the Romans show up, start grabbing people. There's a young man, it says, who followed them to the garden, and the young man is wearing some sort of cloak, and they grab him by the jacket, the cloak, and he wriggles out of it and runs away naked. And a lot of scholars think that that's actually Mark himself, his own testimony, because for other reasons they think that Mark lived in the house where the Passover was celebrated, and that Mark was sort of a young disciple of Jesus. And so you get these little details here and there. And here we've got the disciples all protesting, "No, we're with you, Jesus. We're with you to the end. If they take you, they'll have to take us, and we'll fight, and And Jesus is like, "No, you won't. I know you better than that. You'll chicken out. You'll at the moment of decision, you'll freeze up, and you won't do it, and you'll disappoint me, and you'll disappoint those around you." And I don't want to go too far into that because we're going to see that happen, and we can talk about it more in the next couple of days. But what we see today is Jesus going into the garden, knowing what's going to happen to him, knowing that the disciples and his friends are all going to fall away, one by one along the way, and that he's going to face this alone. And though he's upset and sorrowful, somewhat fearful, he never changes his mind. He doesn't waver. He doesn't say, "Well, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I could do a different thing." He faces it, and he does it, and he takes it, as brutal and as difficult as it is. And so why would he do that? Well, he knows that God is going to exalt him after the fact. He knows that he's going to be raised from the dead. Just as we know that, honestly, what is the worst they can do? They can kill you. They can torture you and kill you, but they can kill you. And so if they kill you, so what? Ultimately, you're going to be with God, and so killing you is not the worst that's going to happen. And if it is, it's not that bad in the long run, in the in the longer perspective. And so, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the enemies that come. Don't be afraid of those who want to beat everybody into submission and change everything in our society. Don't be afraid of the right wingers. Don't be afraid of the hard left. Just don't be afraid, because it's all going to be all right. And the Lord God is ultimately going to win all these battles. Trust in that. And have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.